the unemployment system. So we've got to fix it. And I'm counting on these members to help us fix it. Because it's going to be their brain power listening to you that's going to get us to that solution. It'll be my job when they find that solution to remove any hurdles or obstacles that may exist in allowing us to get that to the Senate and to our governor for final passage so that we can ensure we've improved our state. I'm proud to tell people when I announced I had the votes to be speaker, and I'm speaking to everybody but a few specific men and women that came through this morning. I was in Austin and I had a lot to do. But I went home the next night because in 20 years I'd never missed speaking to the Brazosport retired teachers. And I said, I want to make the point that retired teachers and education is the priority of the Texas House. So I flew home, my wife Kim and I flew home. I went and spoke to the retired teachers, and for the retired teachers that are here today, I hope you remember this. When I walked in the room and they introduced me, they gave me a standing ovation. And that's because I've always had the back of my retired teachers. And all of us in Austin do. As Matt said, try and put retired teachers into a partisan equation. You can't. We all love our retired teachers because we stand on their shoulders to be the elected positions we're in today. Without their teaching us and guiding us, we wouldn't be where we are. After visiting with the retired teachers, I went straight back to Austin. But I wasn't going to miss them after 20 years of being president. I want to introduce Lee Mitchell. Yes, she didn't want me to. But Lee Wong, we grew up in Angleton together. She graduated a year ahead of me. Dear friend with my sister, who's a year older, and they were in class together. But, of course, Linda Winder is a great retired teacher. I'm proud to tell you she hit one student in 36 years of education. And that's why we sent Lee to Tyler to be a doctor. I'm kidding. She admitted it, not Lee. Lee reminded me of was that Best in State or Best in Nation that I won that? Best in State. I won Best in State. But Lee and Mrs. Winder teamed up against me for my Best in State ad. I was an advertising guy for the school paper. And they swore that I was being lazy. Is the reason I did an entirely blank ad with a Mr. Gaddy's very tiny on the bottom. And they were half right. I thought it was a great vision, but I also was being lazy. But I won Best in State for that ad. But anyhow, it was Mrs. Winder and other teachers demanding the best, questioning and challenging your motivations, and ensuring that they were true and honest. That brought all of us to successful positions in life, whether it's being a medical doctor in East Texas or being bizarre enough to be elected to the legislature and serve. Representative Hefner, I think you didn't understand the message. You were supposed to go to Austin and quit having children. But we're proud to have Cole. Cole has made his mark in Austin as being a very common sense, very logical, and easy to get along with member of the legislature who has great things coming in the future. But I'm proud to be here. Tyler is a unique community for me. Many of you have asked if I'm familiar with Tyler and if I'm familiar with East Texas. I'm incredibly familiar. I spend a significant amount of my time in Longview. My wife, Kim, is from Longview. We were married in Longview. And we go out and spend a lot of time. My father-in-law, Mike Martin, and my brother-in-law, John Martin, R&K distributors who distribute here in Tyler also are here today. But I'm in Longview all the time, and one of the first things, and this may upset Matt, he may get mad at me, one of the first things I remember ever doing when I started dating my wife was we came to East Texas and came to the University of Texas, Tyler, the lecture series, and I believe it was George Stephanopoulos was the speaker. Is that right? I think he had just come out of being chief of staff or something like that. But anyhow, y'all brought him to Tyler. I didn't. I just showed up. Y'all just thought he'd do Good Morning America someday. That's all. You just wanted pictures for that. But anyway, one of the first things when Kim and I were dating was we came out and came to UT Tyler and saw that. And I assume that's still a successful lecture series with impressive people. But anyway, I'm honored to be here. It is of great importance that the speaker go out and meet with the people that send good people to Austin to represent them. It's important that people understand that we're not afraid to have a discussion and have a visit. But what is most important that you remember is that the speaker does not have any better standing than your representative. I come here to support them. That's why I'm here today. I'm here because they were crazy enough to invite me. That's why I'm here today. But the reality of it is they are still your voice and your conduit to being represented in Austin. And it is my job to empower them and to allow them to be heard and to have the opportunity to represent you effectively. But it does help pull it together when I can say, you know, man, I remember that when we were in Tyler, we talked about this. Or Cole, I remember that person that came through and we had that conversation. But it is their job to continue to be your voice and your representation. It is my job to ensure that they have the ability to be successful in doing that. So it's an honor to be in Tyler. We're going to spend the rest of the day here, and then they're going to ship me back home to Southeast Texas. And I want to make something very clear someone asked me about. I'm from a town of 18,000 people, Angleton. Someone said, well, you know, we saw this article in the Dallas Morning News, which that was your first mistake. He says that all the leadership is now from Houston. Well, as I told the mayor of Houston a few years ago, I said, Mayor, let me remind you on this issue. Where I'm from, whether you run me over or whether I win, doesn't matter. They love that the small town boy who has nothing to do with Houston is fighting, and is fighting the big city. And so the reality is I'm from small town Texas. Tyler's a big city where I come from. Longview's a big town. My parents were impressed that I'd met a girl from the big city of Longview. So I am not Houston by any regards, no disrespect to Houston, but I am the farthest thing from Houston. This is what I even think of Houston. When I was a young boy, I would go into Houston. It's about a 45-minute to an hour drive. And it was success if I didn't get car sick on the way up there. I was just so frightened to go see the city. But the reality of it is I'm from small communities just like yours that quite candidly, what's so important about Tyler and all our communities of East Texas, you better have good representation. You better have people who know who you are and care about the issues and the people in the community because they don't have anyone else. In Missouri County, we have 2 state reps, myself and Ed Thompson. If we're not paying attention to what matters in Missouri County, no one is. You've got 2 people here in Tyler. You've got Cole and Matt. If they're not paying attention to Tyler, there's no one to pay attention to Tyler. I've got Matagorda County, a county of 37,000. If I'm not focused on what's important for Matagorda County, there's no one else.